you have to be ready for iGreg's very high-level Robin traps.
Yeah, and you definitely don't get to this point as a Robin, like, basically solo main as far as I know, without being able to play through some harder matchups. But
yeah.
I'm curious which will end up going here. Like the Aegis, yeah, okay. But say it just seems like definitely the move here. Just getting out of disadvantage versus that character is so hard.
So
it's not like Robin has a ton of like landing mix-ups or like downward contesting hitboxes. You just gotta hold that and outsmart them.
Yeah, and we see the Aegis coming out now against the Robin. So I think part of the battle here will be making sure that iGreg can actually set up that projectile wall with the Thunder Zaps with, for lack of a better term, Mythra's egregious and fast hitboxes.
Yeah, I think the small thunder is actually going to be super important here because I don't know that her short hop is like fast enough to get over it. So it makes her like commit to stopping and shielding or you know, full hopping over it, and her aerials aren't that safe.
And you know, the one thing that, this is a very early Pyra in my, okay, good confirming to that grab.
I agree, but he was like more or less an advantage. I think Pyra's like play me an advantage basically, you know?
I cannot agree with that. She's definitely a very much so win more character. Instead of a, I want to win, it's I want to win more, you know?
Can we just talk about how Mythra's Nair made her pancake under a Baby Thunder?
Really?
That's an interaction I never needed to see. All right.
Yeah,
now she's on the ledge though, okay. Oh wow, gets away with the roll to roll.
Oh, very lucky. That just ate.
Yeah, it did the same thing to Arc Thunder too. Like I guess Blazing Edge just like eats everything that Robin throws. That's very good in this matchup.
You know, that is very pertinent information to have, especially when you're dealing with a character like Pyra and Mythra. Especially with these stance change characters, you have to be increasingly careful because these players change their strategy on a dime.
Yeah, and now Mythra is showing why it's so hard to play neutral against this character. If he commits to anything, Mythra will be on top of Robin.
Yeah, I mean, but if you've looked at the way that Joe has been playing this, he's almost been extremely non-committal to the point where iGreg eventually, the patience wears, he comes in, and then it's like, aha, you're in a blender now, and there's no way out.
Yep, you never have to commit to anything when you're that much faster than your opponent. You can just wait. They're gonna press a button because they feel like they have to. And then that's when you go in.
And what a great back air from iGreg, utilizing that Levin sword fully.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing, Robin is such a difficult resource management character that the disparity between your mid and your high level Robins, such as iGreg, is incredibly obvious.
Man, that Pyra ledge trapping is so scary. She definitely makes you feel like you have to press a button, but she's able to cover like so many buttons from the same position.
Yeah, and one thing that we do have to take into account is that the way the back hitbox, but Joe has been playing this essentially as a snowball type of advantage where this just eventually grows out of control, where you have Pyra and Mythra, you start off at 10% and then you get hit with that one stray nair, and now the game is completely out of control.
Yeah, she may not do a lot of damage per hit, but man, she'll hit you a lot of times before you get to play the game again.
This might be it. This might be so long.
Yeah, how do you reset out of disadvantage here? That's, yeah.
And
man.
Look at the range on that F tilt. It is just massive.
Swinging a little early on these dares, but I think it's really just to bait a buffered option.
I also think the way that Joe has been playing around the Blazing Edge placement has been very good defensively because it does force iGreg to overextend if he does want to punish him. And now we see a little bit of a sword war going on. The Levin sword tacking on a quick 40.
Robin's aerial frame data is actually insane sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. Okay. Close.
Oh, good awareness, shielding that F tilt.
Yeah, I mean, any hit right now, it'll be, there it is.
God. Dang, he was so ready. Right, good stuff to Joe, though, definitely taking game one.
Oh, absolutely.
Making
Great.
this matchup look very, very skewed. I can't imagine that the Robin players feel like it's very good for them.
Yeah, I mean, right now, what I'm thinking about is your open stages. So now the counter picks open up. You have Town, Kalos, Yoshi's, to the already existing stage list that you have. If you're iGreg, what is your ideal?
I think the worst thing you could do is bring them to Smash Bros. That does not seem fun. So, I mean, I guess, okay, Yoshi's, I can kind of see that. I feel like this stage probably messes with Arcfire ledge trapping in like a similar way to like the Belmonts. But I can see it working just based off of how early Robin will be killing with some of her setups.
Yeah, I mean, right now they need to definitely take care of, you know, this Yoshi's is a huge advantage.
All right, iGreg pressing the B button furiously. Actually, though, like, when Robin walls out like this is very difficult to get in on, no matter how fast your character is. They have low enough recovery on a lot of their aerials that it can be tough to get in without getting your shield chipped all the way down.
Yeah, and right now they are definitely just kind of abusing the fact that, I hate to say it, Robin can't land too safely with many options.
Yeah, Triplat's definitely going to help a little there, but I agree. It's really tough to touch the ground safely in this matchup.
Yeah, and right now, you see Joe just kind of going for these consistent same ledge traps that he's been going for before. It's just good fundamental play.
Oh, he got the footstool set up, but I think he just covered it with the rapid grab, so not too much of a punish there.
Yeah, I mean, right now, what I'm more concerned about is, okay, so iGreg hasn't really been in this position all tournament. You know, you have a Pyra Mythra that is relatively untouched, and they have very solid neutral.
Yeah, I feel like one thing he needs to do is just calm down and have a lot more patience off the ledge. Joe hasn't really shown yet that he'll actually threaten the ledge. They just kind of like put a hitbox there before iGreg gets to the ledge, and then like retreats for an F tilt or something. And it just is working so well, but it feels kind of preventable, you know?
But we can also see that Joe has just been forcing iGreg into these situations where it's iGreg having to make a decision repeatedly.
Yeah, definitely. That's just like the mental of being at such a big speed deficit in a matchup like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and one thing that I have seen is, I've just realized, Joe hasn't taken a hit for the majority of the second stop. It has been the Joe show on Yoshi's Story.
Yeah, it was definitely a risky pick, but I respect it. I know Robin really loved Battlefield, so this is probably just like the triplat that was open.
Yeah.
But man, he's making this look like his best stage ever.
And right now, this is definitely something that, oh my, what a dominating game.
That's tough. That's super tough. I feel like Robin players aren't used to having their aerials get outspaced that badly, but I feel like that's maybe a weakness that
yeah.
maybe a weakness that Joe identified